Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing the future of the Rust Belt, what the Rust Belt will look like by 2050. Before I start the video, please make sure and go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Anyway, let's get right into this prediction, or I guess, analysis. It's going to be one of the shorter videos, but we're going to go over the West Coast. Now I did the Northeast, I did the Sun Belt, I did the Rust Belt. Now I'm going to be doing the West Coast. I may do the Midwest, but I think I've pretty much gone across the whole country, um, or maybe the Southeast or something like that. But we're going to be focusing on the West Coast. So I'm going to highlight the states that I want to go over because, that's on the West Coast. So we'll go over, to start off, the state of Hawaii. We'll go over Alaska, California. And, I know a lot of these states are probably going to be tilted in one direction, but, I still think it's important to go over. Let's go over Montana, Idaho. And, for the sake of things, even though I went over this in the Sunrail prediction, I'll go over Nevada and Arizona on the West Coast. Anyway, let's start off with the safe Democrat races. I still see California being a safe Democrat state, being the only safe Democrat state out of all of them. However, we can go ahead and say that Washington will be a likely Democrat state. It's not, when you look at the margins, California is more to the left. Washington probably will be 12 to 15 points going forward by 2050. Now it's trended slightly more to the right. I think that's just what happens. It kind of fluctuates, but there hasn't really been any inciting event in Washington that has caused it to move anything less. I also see, when we look at the state of Oregon and you look at 2050, I see it possibly being a lean Democrat state. This is a Democrat state that has narrowed up a lot. When you look at the Cook Political Report analysis in the 2022 governor races, Oregon has actually shifted to the right as one of the 8 states it shifted in its ranking, leans likely, whatnot. And I do think you can see this trend through 2050. At the moment, the incumbent, the unpopular incumbent governor of Kate Brown almost lost her 2018 governor race election against, I forgot the person's name was, it's a strange name, only won by about 6.8 points. Patty Murray, somewhat popular, Ron Wyden, popular, but I definitely think Oregon is flexible and it could possibly end up being a lean Democrat state by 2050. Now let's move over to a safe Democrat state. Idaho will be the one safe Democrat state there. Montana, I think it's also flexible, similar to Oregon. As the moment they had an incumbent Democrat governor up until about a few months ago, or about a year ago, I guess at this point. They have an incumbent Democrat senator, John Tester. So it does seem to have that state where you can do split ticket voting, and they vote for different, on the presidential level, more Republican, statewide level, sometimes Democrats. At the moment, one Republican, one Democrat senator. And they did have a former Democrat governor in 2020 and even in the beginning of 2021. Also, let's move to lean Republican states. Let's move to Alaska. Alaska actually was pretty close, as it was a lean Republic. It was a likely Republican state, technically, back in 2020. It went to Donald Trump by only 10 points. Could narrow up, as we have seen it narrowed up, actually, from 2016. Although small margins, you can see it happen there. They do elect people, more moderate candidates, like Lisa Murkowski. By 2050, that trend could continue to go forward. However, if the Republicans do nominate somebody that defeats Murkowski in a re-election or a primary, you could see a more drastic shift to the Democrats, or you could see a more drastic shift to the Republicans. I just don't know what we'll see in 2022, and that'll probably affect the way that state swings. I forgot about one safe Democrat state, Hawaii. If you were wondering why I didn't choose that, it is still a safe Democrat state. Look at tilt Democrat states. I still see Nevada as a Democrat state, although I do think Republicans will do well in it in 2022 and 2024. I think it'll be continually a tilt Democrat state going into 2050. It doesn't. I think it will remain a toss-up race. However, with the economic issues at the moment, I still see Nevada being more of a switching to the Republicans. But in the long term, still has that Democratic identity. And we still have to see what happens in 2024. But I have that as a tilt Democrat race. And Arizona is a lean Democrat race. It has continued to shift to the left. But as I said before, I see a bounce back happening there in 2020, 2024, 2022. And yeah, I just see that happening there. Anyway, that's pretty much my West Coast areas. I'm not, I don't have as much to say about that because I think that those states are more set in stone. But I do try to, 2050 is a long way down. It's harder to make a projection. But if I could, this is probably what I would see the map looking like, or I know this is what I chose. This is what I do believe it would look like in 2050 at this point in American history. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this quick video. Please make sure to go ahead and subscribe. Tell me if you liked it. And stay tuned for more great videos. Once more, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.